like the other day.
Actually, no, I didn't. The paper I wanted behind the garbage can.
Number 11, first one we want to look at. Again, if you need to see any of the math, make sure you,
I don't want that. It's in my paper. I don't work paper out of my notebook.
how do you hand stuff in?
I use Lucy paper, and I got
All right, number 11, Chester plans to buy a home for $105,000 with a 15% down payment. He estimates his closing costs as inspections of $360, survey of $250, legal fees of $1,300, title insurance of $220, loan administration fee of $115, and recording fee of $180. What amount will Chester have to borrow to buy the home? What amount of cash will he need? What do I need cash for? Down payment and closing costs. So what are my closing costs? Basically all the things that were listed there, right? Those are my closing costs. So how much do I have to borrow? What am I going to do to figure out how much I have to borrow? The down payment. Do I have to subtract the closing costs from the original amount? No, don't subtract the closing costs. The closing cost is the amount of money I need, but I don't subtract it to see how much I'm going to borrow. Closing costs are extra costs for lawyers and that kind of stuff. Okay? You want to see the actual math? I'm going to take
your original.
this times 15%, subtract that out, and that would be how much I'm taking to the bank.
Okay.
And then this amount plus all of those things is how much cash I need. So the two answers are $89,845, and that would be how much I'm taking to the bank. Closing costs and down payment or cash that I needed was $18,280. Excuse me. Okay? Turn the page. Next one we want to do is number 15. Raphael rents a home for $1,400 a month. The security deposit he paid is 2 months' rent. Renter's insurance costs $210 a year. Raphael expects utilities to average $136 a month. What will be the cost of renting the home for the first year? So the big problem in this problem is recognizing what is a monthly payment and what is a yearly payment. Okay, so first off, when they ask me to figure out for the whole first year, I'm going to take 1,400 times how much? 14. Because why? Because it says I get 2 months rent for my security deposit. So not only do I have to pay all of my rent, which is the 12 months, but I have to pay those 2 extra months. So basically I'm taking 1,400 times 4. 14. Not 4. And then we add on $210, but then we go back and take 136 times 12 to add it together, or add it back on there. You want me to write that math down? Anybody? Grand total of, anybody do it? How much? $21,442. Exactly right. Questions? Make sense? Go down to 18. What property taxes due on a home assessed at $210,000 if the tax rate is $4.23 per $100? What am I going to do? Exactly right. Take $210,000 divided by 100. So basically I'm moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So essentially I'm taking 2,100 times $4.23, correct? For a grand total of $8,883. Again, now this is my property tax. This is the amount of tax that I'm going to pay for the entire year, right? So sometimes you might pay that annually, sometimes you might pay it semi-annually, sometimes you might even pay it monthly. That's one of those things you can get tied into your mortgage. And so they might pay your property taxes a certain time throughout the year. But again, you would have escrow, accumulating interest basically, or you're pooling some money inside your mortgage. And so then they would make those payments whenever they came available, and you really wouldn't even know about it. Okay? 19, basically the same thing, right? Except what? When it says the property tax is $34.67 per $1,000, now the only difference is I divide by 1,000. Essentially, it's the exact same thing. Whether I'm dividing by 100 or 1,000, then my rate, meaning the $34 compared to the $4.23, would just change a little bit. But essentially, we do the exact same thing. Okay? Okay with that? 24 is the next one we want to look at. Jeremy's homeowner's policy has a face value of $56,400 and a $750 deductible. How much will the insurance company have to pay on a $1,612 loss? Right, so remember, my deductible means the amount of money that I have to pay every time. So I definitely have to pay that $750. And so again, then if it's less than $750, this is where you would have to make a decision. Do I even want to report it to the insurance company? Because if I don't report it, I still have to pay that first $750, but it doesn't go like on my account, essentially. So then my rates might not change.
Would there ever be a reason to report it if it was lower?
Just if you thought that you're going to maybe have another situation that's going to happen. Because in some situations, the deductible sometimes, if you meet your deductible, then everything's paid for. So then if you are anticipating, in this case, getting robbed twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then my deductible's met, and the next time then,
Yeah.
but. Make sense? Over to 27. Libby agreed to purchase price of $32,568 for a new SUV. She made a down payment of $7,500. Libby is charged 4% sales tax on the purchase price and paid $183 in registration costs. She also received a $1,500 manufacturer's rebate. Find the delivered price and the balance due on this purchase. So again, this one's huge about vocab, right? So again, when I do my sales tax, what am I doing? My sales tax has to go on the price that we agreed upon. So I'm going to take, what was it? 32,000 times 0.04. Exactly right. And so, go ahead. So then we take our sales tax plus what we purchase price, meaning what we negotiated to, and add on our registration costs for the delivered price. Okay? And then, sorry, no, not the delivered price, because the delivered price also includes the $1,500. So we're going to take 32,000 plus 1,300 plus 183 minus 1,500. And so that would be our delivered price. But then when it says what balance due on this purchase, then you take that minus the $7,500 that we had for our down payment. So the two answers, the delivered price would have been $32,553. The balance due would have been $25,053. So the $25,053 would have been the amount that you would have taken to the bank or a credit place or did their finances through the car company that you were with. But again, the most important thing is understanding the vocabulary there. Everybody good with that? Okay. 29 is the next one. Archie Bean, that's a funny name, bought a used van for $8,000. He paid for the van with a $1,500 down payment and 24 monthly payments of $327.86. What total amount did he pay for the van, and what was the finance charge on the loan? So again, what do we mean by a finance charge? We mean the amount of interest that we had to pay. Exactly right. So, what are we going to do? What total amount did he pay for the van? 24 times 327.86, and then don't forget to add that down payment. That was the one that we were confused on the quiz, right? I think. I told you not to add that down payment. Add the down payment because that's money that we already spent. And then for the second part, I'm going to subtract from 8,127. Okay with that? You want to see the math?
Is there anything that you subtract the down payment on? Is there
For this one,
No, on like this whole chapter.
I'm gonna, like the one that we just talked about,
Oh, yeah.
back on 27.
Yeah.
When I want the balance due, I'm gonna take the down payment off of that
Oh, yeah.
to figure out, because the down payment is already money that I put to, so I'm gonna subtract that off and then take that amount to the bank
Okay.
or the finance company. Yep, that was for the van, and then the finance charge is $1,241.64. Okay with that?
Yes.
So again, you even include the $1,500 on that one before you subtract. 30, basically a lot the same, but now we're leasing. Okay, so Patty made a $2,000 down payment on a 60-month SUV lease contract. Her monthly payments were $485. At the end of the lease, she was charged 19 cents per mile for 1,800 excess miles. What was Patty's total cost of leasing? So pretty straightforward, right? 60 times 485 plus 20, or sorry, plus 2,000, not 20. And then 19 cents times 1,800. Agree?
And then
You add all those together, yes. Add all three of those things together. Good to go there? Then down to 32. A new car bought for $28,000 is estimated to have a value of $6,100 after 6 years. What is the car's estimated average annual depreciation? What do I gotta do? Subtract it and then? Yep, divide by 6. Divide by 6. Any questions there? So, I should have found that you averaged about $3,700 a year in depreciation. Number 33, kind of the same process, but this one's asking you for a rate. So anytime I'm asked for a rate, I'm looking for a percent. And then you have to read the question to see what to round to. So 33 says a used car bought for $16,000 was sold for $1,200 after 9 years of use. What was the car's rate of depreciation to the nearest 10%? So again, basically I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to subtract the two and then take that answer and what?
Subtract them, divide by 9, and then divide by 16.
Divide by 9 and then divide by the original. Exactly right. So subtract the two, $15,030, divided by 9 because that's how many years we were talking about. So we had $1,670 average divided by the original. Always go back to the original amount. So my percentage would have been 10.3%. So again, just make sure that you read the problem. Next one's 36. I need to go back and be able to use a chart like on page 256. So you're going to flip back to that chart. Kendra drives her car to work. She wants to insure the car with a $100 deductible for collision and comprehensive. Kendra also wants to carry $100,000/$300,000 bodily injury and $100,000 property damage coverage. Use the premiums to find the premium she would pay. So again, remember, what if they say the standard? What are we going to use for the standard? Always the lowest one. Now this one doesn't, so you're going to go through and find that. But the most important part of this says drives her car to work. So you got to use that middle column back there on that chart. Okay? Do you want to go through each part, or just, is that good? And then 38 would be basically the same thing, but they're just telling you different things to look for. Okay? Any questions on any of those? That's basically what we're going to do tomorrow. So again, a recap for the rest of the week. If you notice up here, review today, test tomorrow. We'll review on Wednesday, so look at those problems that I just gave you on that sheet. Circle the ones. Now again, you don't have to do any of them if you don't want. Read through them. If you have no clues, circle that one and bring it back on Wednesday. We'll talk about it. And then on Thursday, we'll start our depreciation project. So we'll have to get some laptops or Chromebooks or whatever